Whenever you're ready.
3, 2, 1. For Inside DakotaSports.com, this is Tom Rudebush recapping the Hard Rockers' big victory over Black Hills State 23-20, double overtime last Saturday at Dunham Field at O'Hara Stadium. And Coach Dan Kratzer, what a victory. I'll tell you, everything aligned between the crowd and the homestake trophy, the conference championship hanging in the balance, two old rivalries meeting for the 124th time. What a setting to come out with a victory.
Oh, Tom, it was. You know, it's that's what college football is all about, a Saturday afternoon like that. You know, weather was great. You know, the only thing that we have to put up with is those ugly, you know, green and gold uniforms that we have to face every year, but it was a great outcome.
Well, this is it. You are looking at the homestake trophy, which was first presented, I believe, in 1946, and the Hard Rockers have that in possession with that victory. And Dan, it was such an exciting finish. Talk about, from a coach's standpoint, how do you prepare to go 72 yards for a possible touchdown? You took the ball over at your 28, 55 seconds to go, and you get in field goal range.
Well, I tell you what, you know, a lot of that credit, and obviously it goes to the coaches, but the kudos really go to the players. And on offense, your quarterback has to be that guy. He's that trigger guy. And Nick Russell came through when he had to. And, you know, one of the things that we do every week and almost every day is do our 1-minute offense, where we have 1 minute on the clock, no timeouts, and we got to get the ball either in field goal range or or you know, drive the length of the field for a touchdown. And we don't always start at the opposite 28. We have in the past sometimes, but what that does, it at least gives the entire team, both offense and defense, an opportunity to experience a late game surge in what the offense needs to do and what the defense needs to do. And it's, you know, it's a little bit more of an offensive drill when you look at it from a coaching standpoint, but still it's also a very effective defensive drill to make sure you don't get anybody behind you and that kind of thing, like, you know, what happened at halftime against Dickinson, where we ran by them twice the last two plays right before half. You expect to put them in those situations. Again, the pressure's not the same on practice day as it is in game day, but they've been there before.
Andy Smith, of course, kicked a 32-yard field goal with 2 seconds to tie the game, then eventually kicked the winning field goal in double overtime. Dan, how close does Andy Smith have for to get a reasonable shot at a field goal? How far will you let him go out?
Yeah, you know, if we have the ball on the 45-yard line, actually normally there's 7 yards between that and where he lines up to kick. So if he's at the 42-yard line with the tee down at or with the holder down to 42-yard line, that's a 52-yard attempt. And we're actually comfortable with him at 55 when there are no wind conditions. You recall last year in the Dome, I think he kicked a 55-yard, hit the upright, and hit it so hard it bounced clear back out almost to the playing field. So he was just one rotation or half a rotation away from making that last year. But we're pretty comfortable there. But he always goes out before the games and kicks both directions and comes over and gives us an idea. Hey, I'm comfortable here if you get to the 25. I'm comfortable down there, Coach, if you get to the 40. You know, that type of thing.
This was a great example of playing a full 60 minutes by the Hard Rocker team, and also a great example, I thought, of team football, and where there were so many instances late in the game where the offense picked up the defense picked up the offense, and that led to the ultimate victory.
Well, you know, when you go out and recruit, you recruit players and you try to recruit great athletes, and great athletes will make great plays. Not all the time, but once in a while. That's what a great athlete does. And you know, Lunsman's play at the end of the game showed that, signified that. Nick's performance at the end of the game signified that. Andy Smith's kick at to put it in overtime and to eventually win the game with 3 points in the second overtime. All those things blend together, and you know that's what a team is about. And you know, we get so hung up on stats and offensive stats and defensive stats and that kind of thing, and you know, and the bottom line, it really what matters is the total outcome of the game. And you know, as we've always said, winning's not the most important thing, but the wanting to win is. And we've got a team of football players that want to win now.
Finally, talk about Tom Lunsman. Came up with the interception that sealed the victory. He's a senior. He's been a real important member of that defensive unit.
Well, he has. You know, from his role has changed as a free safety. If you remember, the first 2 years here, he was the leading tackler on our team because we couldn't tackle anybody in the first and second levels very often. But they were working hard and getting a lot of work done. But he was most significant defensive player in stopping the run. And now in the last 2 years, the transition's been, hey, now he's a free safety. He can stop the run on rundowns and he can stop the passes on pass downs. And so that kind of transpired, and that was kind of what happened. You know, in the overtime, he was in great position in man coverage and just made the play.
Well, the Hard Rockers will take on Minot State up in the Fargo Dome in North Dakota on Sunday afternoon. The broadcast on the Hills 97.5 and KKLS AM 920 will begin at 2:40. The kickoff at 3 o'clock as the Hard Rockers chase that DAC Conference Championship and a possible NAIA playoff berth. Should be a great game. Tune in on Sunday. Thank you, Coach Dan Kratzer. And again, this is the Home State Trophy. Take a good look at it on possession of the Hard Rockers. This is Tom Rudebush for InsideDakotaSports.com.